It's a new day, a new era, perhaps a better era for the San Jose Sharks. Welcome back to another episode. It is another tired 24 day because I haven't gotten a good night's sleep over the past couple of days and it's catching up to me, but we're making the best of it. A new season is here. This team changed a lot, obviously, once we blew everything up, but we have rebounded in a very big way. This is the team that is going to start off this season. The top line is, as you would expect, Meier, Hertl, and our big-time free agent signing, David Pastrnak, who is absolutely ridiculous. It's interesting that the puck skills have developed into all 99s. In real life, and I'd make sure in your game he's set to a sniper because he is, David Pastrnak, the NHL's leading scorer at the time of me recording this. That sounds about right. We signed him for 7 years at $10.5 million per, and hopefully he will be worth every penny. And obviously, we re-signed Timo Meier this offseason as well. There is a lot of money invested in that top line. They need to play like it. The second line's a little bit interesting, though. We still have our captain, now 34 years old, Logan Couture, next to Dylan Gambrell, who's developed well despite not playing, prime minutes over the past few seasons. And then Cole Sillinger, one of numerous players that we picked up in the trades that blew this team apart. Of course, it wasn't just draft picks that came back. We're going to give him a chance to start this season. If he doesn't make it, we have a couple of guys that we could call up from the AHL. But of course, as well, Cole Perfetti is an option. Or, we have 1,000 draft picks that we could use to bring in help if we deem that necessary. That does bring me to the third line, Ivan Chekhovich. I think it's Chekhovich. It might be Chekovich, but I'll bounce him back and forth between the two. But someone who's being given an opportunity this year. Cole Perfetti as well. Blichfeld, same spot. Did well for us last year. There's a little bit more importance, though, on a lot of these players, especially on that fourth line. They're all grinders, bringing a little bit more of a physical edge to the lineup. There we go. There we go. Yeah, that was awful. The defense, Erik Karlsson and Brandon Carlo is going to be in because I'm not worried as much about a boost for them. Nurse Klefbom as the second pairing. Third pairing, the 36-year-old Chris Letang next to former teammate and current teammate Brian Dumoulin. There is that +5 there. There is obviously the potential of putting Dumoulin on that top pairing, but I'm going to leave it for now and have him with Chris Letang because I'm not too worried about Erik Karlsson playing like a 97, for example. The good thing is, too, about having Letang on the third pairing, you look at the power play, you look at the names involved here, I'm feeling pretty good. Now, we will have to keep expectations measured when it comes to Nurse and Klefbom if I stick with this power play unit that focuses on the top 3 forward lines. But I'm intrigued to see how they do. And that intrigue in this team in general, mainly focused on the goaltending. It's Henrik Gustafsson's team now. It's the one thing that we've struggled to have, which, hey, go figure, a Shark series, can't say it hasn't been that unrealistic when we haven't found goaltending. But Henrik Gustafsson is here, the 83 overall, 21-year-old rookie. We'll see what he can do. Peter Mrazek's been very solid over the first 4 seasons of this series. I'm intrigued to see what he can do for us in relief. Again, Marcus Sorensen and Nick Jensen are the healthy scratches. And again, down in the AHL, Chmelevski is there as a potential call-up. David Cotton, Latunov, Radil, Zach Gallant. And then, of course, there are the younger guys who probably one and done in the AHL for us after this year. Foodie, Ellison, and Heinonen, they are all going to be pushing for NHL spots next year. So that team, the current team we have here is probably going to change. If anybody in the bottom 6 drops the ball, your spot is not secured. Defensively, Carlo, Dumoulin, and Letang are all on 1-year deals. So their spots also not set in stone. With that, we will begin the season sim. Let's see what this team is capable of. And of course, we also get to keep an eye on what happens around the league because we have 6 first-round picks, including our own. Because, damn it, why not take advantage of the free agent list? And again, my strategy I honestly thought my strategy heading into the last episode was going to be just suck for the sake of being a bad team. But it didn't make sense to. With the Pasternak signing as a possibility, it made all the sense in the world to quickly turn this team around. You know, we have the likes of Hurdle, Couture, Meyer still, so why be a terrible team just for the sake of it? But again, draft pick-wise, Florida, New Jersey, Vancouver, Carolina, and Colorado. Of course, our own first-round pick value. Maybe we should have traded that before we signed all of those players, but that's okay. I'm not too concerned. Just to get a quick look at our overall ratings for the year, 93, 92, and an 82. So, very strong defense. The offense, though, for the Oilers, I mean, they still have Connor McDavid. Of course, it's amazing. You would expect that rating to be ridiculous. Let's see what this new look Sharks team can do. What will this top line be capable of? I can't believe that just happened. Henrik Gustafsson leaves his first ever start with an ankle injury. He's only out for a week, but what a way to start the career. That is insane. Zachary Amon has been called up. He will potentially get a start here, depending on what the AI does. Now, Mrazek did not get... Ooh. He allowed 7 goals. All right. Not quite what you want to see. That's going to be a rough loss. 7-3. All 7 goals allowed by Mrazek. We lose to the Oilers again. Gustafsson is good to go, but back-to-back losses to begin the regular season. Things aren't looking good for old Peter Mrazek. We'll leave Zach Imon on the roster as a healthy scratch. Did we beat Colorado? We did not. So yeah, 3 straight losses for Mrazek. Gustafsson wins the first game he ever sees the end of. And Chris Letang suffers a minor injury, a concussion, which, yeah, I mean, we'll just let the AI handle that because he's not out for long. Pittsburgh fires their head coach as we beat the Blues. What can we do against the Habs? We'll find out now that Letang's back in the lineup. So it was, of course, Nick Jensen, and that's still a +3 on that third pairing, so that's why I wasn't too concerned. But yeah, not too bad. Let's see what we can do here. Did we beat the Habs? We did. Another 3-2 win. That's 3 unanswered wins. My God, the injuries. Darnell Nurse goes down to a mild concussion. So Jensen will be in on the second pairing. And Erik Karlsson's hurt. Jesus Christ, what is going on? This is unreal. I mean, we have not had injury luck like this. Ever. Alright, well, I need someone who's a bit offensive-oriented because you're going to be replacing Erik Karlsson, for God's sakes. Jesus. Or a flat-out two-way works, too. Connor Clifton, come on down, even though in real life, that Pittsburgh-Boston game, you didn't have your best game as a pro. But that's okay. Connor Clifton will get the bump. Oh, and there's a forward injury. Blichfeld's down. Jesus. I didn't mess with the injury sliders at all, and throughout this series, the injuries have been relatively reserved. We're just getting destroyed. That's the only way to put it. So, you know what? Let's have Clifton replace Jensen, and then have Jensen technically play Erik Karlsson minutes? We might as well. Yikes! That defense is significantly worse now, isn't it? Karlsson, Blichfeld, and Nurse, all injured. That is insane. Well, what are the odds of that? So congrats to Nick DeSimone. You're back in. Please don't force me to edit anything else. I know that's a -1, but I don't really care. We lost to Carolina. Nurse is already back. So hooray for line management. But again, we haven't had that much trouble with injuries. Clifton will take a seat. Nurse is back. And, you know, I'm just going to leave it. Nick Jensen and Brandon Carlo as our top pairing. What's the worst that could happen? We beat the Bruins 5-3. We lose to the Devils in a shootout before bouncing back with a 7-4 win over the Islanders and a 5-3 win over the Cats. So we stand at 6-3-3 through the opening month, which is fairly impressive given the injuries. Third place in the division, the Canucks, a perfect 10-0 through 10 games. Timo Meier, 14 points in 12 games, 8 goals. So very good to see him performing at a high level so far. Carlson will be back. He'll miss that game against the Sens, in which we lost. He will return here after this game against the Blues, although the result is up in the air. So, Jensen, you will take a seat. Erik Karlsson is back. And just to take a quick look to make sure the power play and everything's good to go, it is. And that's what I wanted to make sure of, was that everything stayed the same there. Although Marcus Sorensen now technically has power play time because he's in for the injured player. We rebound in the early stages of this month, beating the Blues and the Preds before losing the Vegas Golden Knights, a back-to-back against Arizona and Calgary. We get at least one win. That's not too bad. Carlson's back to 100%, so he was playing injured again, which is a bit concerning. We get a shootout win over Boston. We play the Canucks, who are 16-2, and Timo Meier goes down to a wrist sprain. That is not ideal, as Blichfeld is not 100%. So we are going to have to make a call up here, and we'll have to keep waivers in mind. Connor Clifton will be sent down, and he was claimed by the Carolina Hurricanes. So see you later, Connor Clifton, but it had to be done. Forward-wise, let's go. David Cotton improved, as did Latunov. Interesting. Again, I don't really want to lose anybody, though. I'm okay if we lose Dylan Sakura. But the other guys, even David Cotton, even though he was just a tack-on a trade, I don't necessarily want to lose him. So Dylan Sakura is about to get one hell of an opportunity. He goes straight to the top line alongside Tomas Hertl and David Pastrnak as the 3-on-3 lines. Let's get, Perfetti's already there. That's a tough call. I don't know who to put there. Right wing, I guess. I don't think Sillinger was there, right? Perfect. Sillinger's perfect for that. And then down in the AHL, who can we have replace Dylan Sakura? I think it's going to be Dale Weiss or Matt Martin. Let's go Chris Wagner. Why not? Because I like Chris Wagner. So there you go. He'll be playing alongside two of our younger options. We actually beat the Canucks in overtime. That's a huge win, a statement win against a very good team. As apparently it's going to be a good draft class. We beat Anaheim and the Minnesota Wild in a shootout, and that leads to Timo Meier's return. Dylan Sakura, 2 points in 3 games. Not too bad, but if someone has to be sent down, it's going to be him, and he will be likely to be claimed. We still don't know how long Blichfeld's out for. I never even got the prompt about him being hurt. He was hurt on the same day as somebody else, as our winning streak comes to an end against the Kings, and we lose to the Jets as well heading into December. But we have a 14-8-3 record despite some injury troubles. Currently in third in the Pacific, but despite being 2 games back, we have 2 games at hand on the Golden Knights. The Canucks, though, decisively in first. There's still plenty of time for that to change and for us to win a 5th straight division title. But right now, the Canucks are the top dogs. Timo Meier, 26 points in 22 games, not complaining. Tomas Hertl, 26 points in 25, not complaining. David Pastrnak, only 6 goals, but 29 points in 25 games. Dylan Gambrell with 17 points. I'm fine with that. 30 points for Logan Couture. Cole Sillinger, 11 points in 25 games. That's not too bad. Obviously we could look elsewhere. Chikovic, 8 points in 25 games. He needs to step it up a little bit. So does Perfetti. Marcus Sorensen has done nothing for us in relief. So you know what? I will probably regret this because there's a good chance that he'll get claimed if I have to send him down, which it's likely to happen. Cotton. I want to give Sasha Chmelevski a chance. I want to give him a chance. He's been a part of this team for a while. I want to see what he can do. So, Dylan Sikora, will you clear? You will. So, Sikora stays within the system, but we are going to take out Marcus Sorensen. It's probably likely the last time he gets a chance, and Sasha Chmelevski will be brought in and could play a two-way role. John Leonard might be a little bit better suited for that. Again, though, Leonard's just such a weird player. He's not really perfect for any role. Ideally, we'd actually have a playmaker there, which, you know, could very well be one John Leonard. So I think we're going to bring in Chmelevski. We're going to give Leonard a chance on a slightly higher line. We'll go best lines for the Barracuda, because I don't believe there's any way for it to scratch. I was wrong. I was going to say I don't think there's any way for it to scratch anybody of importance. I was just outright wrong. Heinonen and Gallant. We want both of you back in. Of course, this team is just going to continue to change, so I'm not going to focus too much on fixing this up. But we'll get it to a usable point. And let's see what we can do about changing John Leonard's player type. That way there's at least a chemistry boost, even a minor one, on that third line. So good old Leonard, and we'll see what Chmelevski can do. Like I said, I'm looking for that third line to be a little bit better, but it's understandable that it's been a bit meh, simply because of all the injuries that we've suffered from. Joachim Blichfeld being out for the vast majority of the season so far. So Leonard will get a chance. We shall continue onward in the meantime, because it is tough to judge this team when we've had so many injuries. So let's see what we can do. December of 2023. Just my luck, too. Blichfeld will be back very soon. We beat the Coyotes 3-2. Thought that was going to be him returning. We beat the Preds 4-1. Brian Dumoulin was roughed up, but he's back to 100%. We lose in a shootout to the Flyers, but the pity point is appreciated. We beat the Blackhawks. Nick DeSimone down in the AHL with an injury. Darnell Nurse was roughed up, but he's back to 100%. That's good. He never missed any time. As we're cruising, we beat Chicago, Colorado, and another huge win over the Canucks. Looks like we might have their number. We beat the Blue Jackets as well. Lose to Chicago in a shootout. DeSimone's back. Can we beat the Dallas Stars? No, we cannot. So 2 straight losses, but we do rebound with a win against the Jets, and we're just going to go to January at this point. I was going to check the injury report to see if Blichfeld's back, but I'm not too concerned. We lose to Detroit. We get revenge on Dallas 6 days later. We play Minnesota. That's a 5-4 loss. And our final game of 2023 is a win against the Edmonton Oilers. So as of January 1st, we sit with a 23-11-5 record. That is good for second place in the division, although it is close. The Canucks are 4 points ahead of us with a game at hand. We are 1 point ahead of Vegas, but we have a game at hand. So a very close race atop this division. David Pastrnak is leading this team in points, which is what you love to see when you sent out that much money. Timo Meier, point a game, 22 goals. Very happy with that. Tomas Hertl, just about a point a game. He's on 36 points in 39 games. I'm cool with that. And again, Pastrnak leading the way. Gambrell, 25 points is solid, but it's not amazing. Couture's doing well. Sillinger's not quite ready. He's not quite ready. That's the reality that we're facing here. So there's a good chance I'm going to send him back down to junior. He's close, but he's not quite there, and it's going to suck to waste a year of his ELC. I mean, you could drop him down to the third line, I suppose, but I just don't think he's going to be that effective. Chikovic, 14 points this year. Technically, he's super close to that 30-point pace I'd love my third liners to have. Cole Perfetti as well on 18 points, and John Leonard's doing very well for someone who was on the fourth line for a decent amount of time. Let's take a look here. Alex True, 10 points. That's phenomenal for Alex True. 15 points for Noah Gregor. 5 points in 14 games for Chmelevski is also amazing. So I am very happy with this team. I guess it's just the matter of dropping Sillinger? Can he play center? Not really. So I don't really want to bump up John Leonard. But I also... I wanted to bump up Perfetti, but we don't have someone who can play that line. It would have to be Chmelevski or Gregor. But I'm kind of loving that fourth line combination right now. That's fantastic. I think we're just going to leave it. But the issue is when Blichfeld... Okay, you know, let's look at when Blichfeld's going to come back. Because that's going to raise a very interesting situation as far as what the hell we do with Sillinger. So Blichfeld's almost back. He's coming back on January 9th. So he is just a few days away, a little bit over a week. And like I said, that raises the question over who we trust from there. Blichfeld had 5 points in 8 games. So I am certainly not opposed to giving him a chance, but as I kind of expected, Sasha Chmelevski is doing tremendously on that fourth line. So I can't help but think that Sillinger is the odd man out. He hasn't been that bad, though. But somebody has to sit. And I don't know who that would be, because I don't think anybody deserves to sit. But Sillinger is a bit behind the pace that Gambrell and Couture can play to. So it just makes you wonder, okay, what do we do there? Because the easy thing to do would be to send Sillinger back down to junior for the rest of the year. The issue with everybody else is, man, I like how they're playing right now, but there's going to be some competition. I mean, again, we already know the competition's on its way. David Cotton could be given a chance, Foodie, Ellison, Heinonen, and then there are, you know, Gallant as well as more of a physical threat. And then again, you have the Latunovs, the Radeals of the world, where they weren't exactly focused upon players. Maxim Latunov would probably be a great fourth line grinder from the looks of it. Speed, physicality, good defensive sense. So I don't hate this, but we definitely have a choice as far as what the hell we do once Blichfeld comes back. Because looking here, I mean, Chikovic, 14 points, he's a little bit behind the pace. He hasn't been bad, though. Perfetti, from a defensive standpoint, it's not that bad, and he has 18 points. And again, John Leonard's doing fine. So, like I said, for me, fourth liners, if you could hit 20 points, phenomenal. Third liners, if you could hit 30, tremendous. And then obviously, here we're looking at like 40 to 50, and then obviously these guys point a game or more. Defensively, Erik Karlsson's not quite on a 100-point pace this year, but he does have 33 points in 33 games, which is tremendous. Can't really complain about that. As Brandon Carlo, 6 points, but an even plus, or not an even, but a +5. Nurse and Clefbaum, it's been a little bit shaky. And then Chris Letang is thriving with these third pairing minutes, but power play time. Although only 7 of his points are on the power play. He and Dumoulin have been pretty solid. I'm surprised that it's Clefbaum and Nurse that are struggling defensively. So, I mean, it makes you wonder. I mean, if we were to put Nurse or Clefbaum up on that top pairing, it would look a little bit better. So, I don't know. But we're also winning games. So, do we just give these guys time to turn it around? Maybe just do that flip there to see what happens. Moment of truth. Henrik Gustafsson. Oh, yeah, he's my guy. He's the guy. That's all I need to see is a 915. We're not dealing with 890s anymore. Thank God. Henrik, Martin Jones and Mike Smith and Jimmy Howard and fucking Freddie Anderson and Jordan Binnington, they make Henrik Gustafsson look like the love child of Patrick Waugh and Martin Brodeur, and it's just phenomenal with a little spritz of Dominic Hasek in there too. Beautiful. We have a goalie from the looks of it. Thank God. Now, it is only 29 games, and that's the Peter Chiarelli special to say, oh my God, a good 29 games, we have a goalie. Edmonton fans are aware of that. But, yeah, I'm feeling good, right? Because, you know, in the AHL last year, it was a little bit shaky. Mrazek hasn't been great, though. And I'm a little bit concerned about that. Because, again, you have to wonder if Eliasson deserves a shot. He's been pretty damn good in the AHL. Alexiev, not so much. But we could roll with Eliasson. Try to send down Amon, have him, in the AHL. We could give Mrazek a little bit more time. But again, the thing that I love right now is that we're winning and we have options to make this team better, and they're pretty straightforward options, some of which, especially if we're looking at the forward core, it's internal options, and we're not even going to have to give anything up to make these changes. Really, just in general, that's the way it is, because goaltending-wise, I don't think we have to give up anybody either. Now, the key thing here, the draft picks. How are the values looking? Oh, Colorado, how I love you. So the Canucks pick and our own pick, we know that they're going to be pretty damn low. Florida's looking pretty good this year too. But Colorado and New Jersey are struggling. The Avs on 18 wins. New Jersey, Florida's on 25. New Jersey on 19. So we don't quite have Arizona's pick, unfortunately. We don't quite have Toronto's or St. Louis's pick. Oh, Pittsburgh. Jesus. I wish we had the Penguins pick. Oh my God. That would be insane. But yeah, I am feeling great about this. I am going to stop it here because I do want, number one, I'm tired and I want sleep. But I do want your opinion on what you think we should do with the forward core. Because like I said, I had a feeling these guys, True, Gregor, Chmelevsky, Leonard, I had a feeling these guys would be good bottom six guys. Do we hold on to Sillinger? Do we send him down? What do we do here? I mean, do we maybe scratch Chekhovich because he seems to be the slightly weaker option here? Ish. I don't know. But hey, we have options. And again, if we really wanted to, we could go out and make this team even better. The issue is they would pretty much have to be pure rentals because we know the long-term replacements are coming from within. At least ideally, they're coming from within. So it wouldn't make much sense to go out and be like, yeah, let's get a guy who's got 4 years left because, no, we're not going to have space for him down the road. But defensively, a couple of question marks. Maybe look for someone who's a slightly better fit than Carlo, but Carlo's not bad. I mean, again, as long as we don't have negatives, I'm not too concerned. And then goaltending-wise, I mean, we could look for a better backup, but again, I think we gave Jesper Eliasson an opportunity to see what he can do at the NHL level before we look at external options. So again, that'll do it for this one. Looking forward to seeing what you guys think. Right now, though, we're in a dogfight to win yet another division title, and what a turnaround it would be. Eat your heart out to the New York Rangers. What a turnaround it would be for us to have done what we did at the draft and beyond, only to still find ourselves in the postseason.